Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So last week, I believe it was, I hauled Buy This Get This by Muse Beauty Pro, and two of the items that I got were Viseart palettes. They were these guys right here. And today, I thought I would review them for you. So Viseart is a beauty company that's centered out of Paris. These palettes, there are 8 different palettes, and they're sold at Sephora. They're also sold on Muse Beauty, and they are $80 a piece. Now, when I first started hearing about the Viseart palettes, there was no way I was spending $80 on a palette. There was no way. The most expensive palette I have in my possession besides those is a $53, $54 Tarte palette. And it is one of my favorite palettes, and I use it all the time. And I just could not see myself spending $80 on a palette. These palettes come in there's 4 different matte palettes and 4 different satin shimmery palettes. They are, like I said, $80 a piece, and one of the biggest cons that people talk about is the packaging. So these palettes come in this like see-through plastic, like almost like a Wet n Wild shadow. But this plastic is actually pretty durable, and these pans actually along the palette, there's this like crease here, and if you get into that crease, you can actually pop these palettes out and put them into a more prestigious palette if that's what you choose to do. One of the other things is there's no mirror, but I have found value in the fact that I can see all the shadows in these palettes without even opening the palette. I have found value in that. So in these palettes, there is 24 grams, so 0.84 ounces. They're $80. And each pan then is 0.07 ounces. And this palette, which is one of my favorites, it is the one that cost me $54. It's the most expensive besides these that I own. In this palette, we're looking at 20 pans with 0.035 ounces in each pan. So 12 pans of 0.07 ounces. Each pan in here is twice the size of the pans in here. So if we're talking about pan size, so each one of the pans in these palettes is 0.07 ounces. That divided by that $80, that basically is $6.67 per pan. So when you're thinking about it, you have Makeup Geek pans. Makeup Geek pans are 0.6064 ounces, so a little smaller pan, and they're $6 per pan. MAC pans are 0.04 ounces for a full size, and $10 per pan. So way smaller, and $10 per pan. ColourPop shadows, 0.05 ounces, or 0.04 ounces, again, same size as a MAC shadow, $5 per pan. So we're talking not really a bad price per pan. Then you go to like their Theory palettes. So each one of these is matte or satin shimmery metallic, right? Their Theory palettes actually have 6 shadows in each palette, and you get a color spectrum. So like there's all purples, or all like those pretty mauve-y burgundy tones. So you can get 6 shadows, 3 mattes, 3 shimmer, in a Theory palette for $45, and each one of those pans is actually 0.13 ounces. So you get 1.56 ounces of product in each one of those. And those are $45 each. Thinking about it, that's probably the better deal, because you're getting colors that you'll definitely use these, you might not get some colors that you're going to use, because there are 12 pans in each one. So besides all that, this company is a cruelty-free company. They are made for professionals, and that's why there's not really any bells and whistles. I mean, we're not looking at a Too Faced palette here where we've got all the pretty peach and the smell, and that's not what these guys are going for. These guys are going for simplicity and something that you can put into your makeup kit and take along with you and have a wide range of what you need in a little tiny space. So this palette here is the Sultry Muse palette. It's got satin textures, metallic textures. It is a really pretty palette. I am wearing it today. I have been wearing both of these palettes for the last several days, and what I'm finding is these colors have amazing pigment to them. I do, spray my brush for these. I find that the pigment payoff is better and more in your face if you spray it with your setting spray prior to putting it on your eye and just kind of tap it on your eye. But they also do really well to blend. These, most people wouldn't think to put like a shimmery metallic color into their crease, but these blend out really well in your crease. So I did do some swatching for everybody. I'm just going, row over, row over, row over. There's no names for these shades. It's just the Sultry Muse palette. So with this guy, these are the swatches I created. So starting from down here, we're looking at this first row over. Let me open that up for you. Starting down at the bottom, we're looking at the first 4 colors in this palette. There's the first 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. You guys see those? See those colors? And then as you go through the next 4, all the way to the last 4. So the ones that I find are not very pigmented are actually the color I'm wearing today, which is this one. I find that there's not really, it's kind of a pink shade. It's beautiful on the finger, if you can see that at all. Maybe not. Maybe my light is too bright. Let's turn it. So this one down here is a really pretty shade on the finger, and it is actually right here in the swatch. It's just very muted. There's not a whole lot of color payoff to it, but that's okay, because in the pan it is this really light pink color, and it plays well with the purple that I'm wearing today, but it doesn't play well with lighter colors because it kind of gets lost. This one here is this shade right here, and it's more of a, I was kind of expecting kind of a blackish tone, and it's more of a navy with some, like, I don't know, purple to it a little bit. Let me see. Can you guys see that? I dig it. It's a pretty color. It's just not what I expected. This shade here, this pretty little orange-ish shade, I actually wore yesterday, and I loved it. It looked phenomenal with what I had going on with my eyes, and I got more compliments on that eye look. It was crazy. It's actually, I posted the eye look on my Instagram and then ended up posting it as, putting it as the cover of my Facebook page, because I just loved the eye look that I created with that. So this mattes palette is actually the dark mattes palette. I found that this one spoke to me more than the neutral mattes palette or the cool mattes palette. I do love this. I might pick up the bright one. I can't remember what it's called right now. I really loved this palette, and I find that I'm wearing these two right here almost every day. So I put this one down as a transition color and then just layer this one on top of it just in the outer corner, and it is beautiful. This one I was really surprised by. It swatched out a lot more blue than, or I mean green than I expected. It looks very navy in the pan, but it swatched out a little more like a dark teal almost. And again, going from the bottom up, we're dealing with this first row here, then this row, then this row. And this color is not coming across very well, but it is actually kind of an orange color that is also really pretty. It is another color that I wore yesterday. So these are the swatches from this palette, from the bottom up. So you're looking at a light brown and a darker brown, and then kind of like a really nice brick red tone.
I still think that my light is. I'm going to turn this off for a minute and see if that comes across a little better. Maybe that one? Oh no, that's real dark.
A real brick red color, and then kind of like a burnt orange color. The next row is this row here, and you're looking at these 4 colors, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we've got this one has an immense amount of color payoff, and it is kind of a reddish purple. It's a really pretty color. I love it. It's just, it reminds me of my hair. It's real auburny. Then here's the purple, and that is actually what I'm wearing today on this outer portion of my eye. I really love the color payoff from this color. It is a beautiful color. This is kind of, that's this orange right here that looks kind of yellow in certain lights. It is an orange. It does kind of remind me of like a mustard, a dark mustard orange. It is a very pretty color. And this one's more of like a pumpkin orange. So then we have this last row here, and we're looking at 2 blues and 2 greens. And we have this blue here. I wish this lighting was better. There we go. This blue here, this blue here, this green, and this green. So this is kind of like an olive green, and this is like a almost an emerald green. This blue is that blue that I told you kind of surprised me. It looked kind of a dark teal almost, and it kind of does. It's more dark teal than it is navy, I feel like, in my opinion. I haven't worn that particular color on my eyes, so I'm not sure how it translates off of a brush, but this is just a one swipe finger swatch. And then this blue, which appears to me to be more of a like a purpley blue. So those are the swatches of those 2 palettes, and I have to tell you that trying to get the color off is crazy, but they are one of the only eyeshadow palettes that I have in my possession that stay all day. Like, I don't have to readdress my makeup issue before I film. I do not have to worry about them meandering into each other throughout the day and looking more gray than anything else. And I have received so many compliments over my eye color over the last week while using these palettes. What I will say is this. I did not spend $80 a piece on those palettes, and even though I love those palettes, I do not believe I could ever, in a billion years, spend $80 a piece on those palettes. I got them on a buy this, get this sale, and so they were heavily discounted, in addition to the fact that I got 3 very nice brushes with it. And if you guys saw that video, you saw the brushes that I got, but they were all really fabulous eye brushes. And those brushes retail for, $15 to $25 a piece as well. So I got all of it heavily discounted. I would never spend $80 on a palette, ever. I am a regular Joe Blow. I am not getting PR. I am not getting paid to do this. I am just your regular average Joe, and I can't afford $80 on a palette. I mean, let's be real. Who can? in this world, in my world. I don't know a whole lot of people that can. But what I will tell you is this: when they are discounted, they're worth it. They're worth it. I would do it again and again, over and over again, and I might, because of the 8 palettes to choose from in the Viseart 12 pan palette collection, there are 2 other ones that I can see myself getting. And I think one is called, I want to say Bohème. Bohemian, maybe that's it. So there's basically a Brights matte palette and a Brights satin to metallic palette as well. And I would love to get those 2. I'm not really into the warm nudes or the warm mattes or the cool mattes. And the reason why is because I can get those colors in any palette. And while I kind of went back and forth with this one too, I definitely wanted this palette and had to pick a secondary palette to go with this buy this get this thing. That one spoke to me at that time more than the Brights one did. And I think the reason why is because I have my Urban Decay palette that has all those bright shades in it, and I actually have the Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette that also has all of those bright shades in it. But the pigment payoff of these palettes versus the Urban Decay ones it's crazy. Are they worth it? Yes. At $6.67 a pan, that's really not that bad, considering I would go onto ColourPop and order, 10 or 12 pans at a time and be paying the same amount of money almost that I'm paying for one of those. The packaging, I don't get wrapped up in the packaging. If I did, I'd have every chocolate bar palette there is and every Too Faced palette that there is, because their packaging is super cute. I do like cute packaging, but I don't care if a decent palette has packaging that I don't think is amazing. The cost that I want to pay for is the product, not the packaging. I would rather have so much more product than a cute shaped like a peach package. With that being said, I know that these are palettes that not everybody has in their want, will, and desire to buy because they are expensive palettes. But I'm telling you, one day, bite the bullet. Buy a palette. You will change your mind. Oh, don't forget to subscribe. Like this video if you want to see more like it. And hit that bell so you get notified every single time I upload a video. Thanks so much for coming and viewing my videos. And I love each and every one of you. Until tomorrow. Bye-bye.